Welcome to a special edition of the 24/7 Sports Recruiting Show. I'm National Recruiting Editor Brandon Huffman, and in just a moment, we'll go down to Southern California, where we'll be joined by four-star offensive tackle Kodi Greene out of Mater Dei High School in Santa Ana, a top 30 player in the 2026 class. Kodi Greene will be choosing from four schools: the University of Oregon, University of Michigan, University of Washington, and USC, as he heads off to his junior season this fall for the Monarchs. He began his career in the state of Washington at Eastside Catholic in Sammamish, Washington, starting as an offensive tackle as a freshman in their state championship finalist squad, and also as an offensive tackle on their state semifinal squad this past season. In the offseason, he made the move down to Southern California to play for the defending CIF State Open Division champions Mater Dei, where he is joined by a very talented crew for the Monarchs. Who is Kodi Greene? He's the number 28 player overall nationally in the 2026 class on 24/7 Sports, the number 4 offensive tackle in the country, and the number 3 player in the state of California, behind only his teammate at Mater Dei, Chris Henry, the number 1 receiver in the country, and Ryder Lyons at Folsom High School, the number 2 quarterback in the country and the number 2 player in the state of California. Greene was the number 1 player in the state of Washington before making that move to Mater Dei, where he'll spend the next 2 years playing for the Monarchs. Now we head down to Southern California and to Anaheim, where we are joined by Kodi Greene. Kodi, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Kodi, it's been a pretty crazy process for you in just 2 short years. You went from being a football starter on a state championship finalist squad as a freshman and a state semifinalist as a sophomore, and had a whole bunch of offers come in between there. But this last year, you actually won your first state championship in basketball. What was that experience like?
I mean, it was something like no other. It was very special to me because I got to win that state championship with my older brother, Kodi Greene.
After basketball season was over, you made the decision to make the move from the state of Washington down to California, where you'll be playing for the defending state champions in the Open Division, Mater Dei High School. What went into that process? What was that experience like, making the decision of leaving Eastside Catholic to go play at Mater Dei?
So the reason why me and my family moved to Mater Dei is because originally my brother was supposed to play for the University of San Diego. So we were just thought it would all be convenient to just move together to California. But some things ended up happening that he stayed in Washington and he's now playing for the University of Washington.
All right, speaking of the Huskies, they were one of the schools that offered you. You went from a really early offer to, as a freshman, a great performance at the Avery Strong College Showcase, had your first Power 4 offers, and now you had 20-plus offers. What was the process like getting it from those 20 offers down to this Final Four that you have of the University of Michigan, University of Oregon, USC, and Washington?
So getting that first offer as a freshman was something that I will never forget because it was just very special. I feel like it was very special to me. Thinking as a freshman, I was blessed to have the opportunity to play at the D1 college level, and people ask me why I'm committing so early, and there are a few reasons why. Reason number one, I want to give 100% focus on my new school and my new team going into my junior year, so I don't have to worry about, oh, after my season, who am I going to commit to? I have that out the way already. And then my second reason is my heart keeps telling me that this is the place for me. When I visited there first, there was a very special feeling that I had there. Also, from day one, they told me I was a priority, and they've shown it in every step of the way. I feel like relationships are everything to me.
Well, you've got a plan in place, and it's clearly a plan that you've been sticking to in terms of the timing of when you want to make the announcement. But being a good planner is something that's key for you. And behind you, you have a sign that says "Making Plan A Work." Give our viewers a snapshot into what making Plan A work means.
So making Plan A, the how we got to making Plan A work was I used to train with my mom in the gym a few years ago. And then when I was there, even though I didn't want to be there, my mom would always say, we got to make Plan A work. So when people ask what my plan B is, I tell them making Plan A work.
All right. Well, in just a moment, we'll get to see where that plan is taking you for college. But before we get there, I know you want to take this opportunity to thank some important people that have been there for you from the beginning.
Yes, sir. So I want to thank my parents and my brother for pushing me to the best version of myself I can be today on and off the football field.
All right, Kodi. Well, this is why folks tuned in. This is what people are here to watch. Where are you going to be playing your college football?
So I will be playing college football at the University of Oregon.
University of Oregon. There it is. Dan Lanning's recruiting success continues in the class of 2026. The Ducks, one of the first schools to get involved with you, got you down numerous times. Ultimately, what was it about Oregon that made them the pick for you?
I feel like the main thing is that they have five O-line coaches, which I think is like amazing for O-line players. So if Coach Elite Terry says something to me and I'm not understanding it, I can go to the other four O-line coaches and they can, I would say, describe it as a way that I can understand. So that's like the main thing. That's why I chose them.
A couple of weeks ago, you were at Oregon for SNL, and among some of the top players in the country, the Ducks have been a force in recruiting since Dan Lanning got there, and they may not be done in the 2026 class in modern day. There's a couple of your teammates that I know the Ducks are after. Who are you going to make kind of your primary targets that you want to get to join you up at Oregon?
I want to get our wide receiver, Chris Henry Jr., to come to Oregon as well. That's the main person I'm focusing on right now.
All right. And you mentioned earlier that your brother Caden will be playing at the University of Washington. Obviously, you two are very tight, getting to play together in football and in basketball the last two seasons. But with this decision, is the rivalry talk already starting in the Greene household?
I mean, maybe on when we play each other that week, but other than that, it's all love. I mean, it's my brother, so I can't really hate on him or like have a rivalry against him.
You mentioned Coach Terry earlier, but obviously Coach Lanning has made it a priority to recruit in the trenches. And even though he's a defensive guy, he's really done a great job of bolstering the offensive line and defensive line at Oregon. Is that something that you really noticed with him, that priority that he is placing in the trenches?
Yes, I'm noticing that a lot because he's recruiting a lot of linemen, and I feel like he's doing a really great job at it.
Well, there it is. The University of Oregon goes into the state of California to land the number 3 player in the Golden State in 2026, a school that they've continued to have success. Hey, you're going to be blocking for a future teammate this year as a teammate with Jordan Davison, and several other modern day players in the past few years are headed up there. Kodi Greene, the next modern day Monarch to head to the University of Oregon. Kodi, flash that O as we get out of here. Thanks so much for joining us, and congratulations on the commitment.
Thank you.